Yeah, often. That's the word I'm looking for.
Often. that was hard coming.
It was. Best-selling author.
Hey everybody, it's John Lamberton here alongside my good friend and business partner Mr. Jason Brockman. We're here for another episode of the Big Idea Podcast, where as always it is our job to help you get more customers and make more money without working harder. So without further ado, let's dive straight into this month's episode.
Cool, so it's school day. It's the summer, isn't it, mate?
Again, yes, it is.
It is the summer edition of the Big Idea Podcast. It's August already. The year has flown by. And I was going to use Alice Cooper's School's Out for Summer. I was going to sing it for you at the beginning of today's show. And I wrote to him and asked for permission. And he wrote back in blood. I'll get paper. And he wrote, "No, you can't." And I thought, that is just rude. Not only that, but he misspelled can't.
It was worth the wait.
It was worth it, wasn't it?
It was worth it.
But we're here, it's summer, and for a lot of people, that is a big struggle with running a lifestyle business during the summer holidays, isn't it? Because
so many demands upon you, isn't there? With our families wanting you to take some time out and go to the beach and holidays and that kind of thing. And you've got your business that's running overdrive because of the summer and you're trying to get those things done. And of course, Christmas is coming, so your planning is already happened or is happening for your Christmas rush. It's all go really in the summer. It's not much of a holiday.
it is. Well, it can be. I mean, last year I had a fantastic summer, and it was the first time that I really felt that I had that balance absolutely spot on between the family and the business. Because obviously, if you haven't got kids, you probably don't know what we're referring to now, but it's this phenomenon whereby you kind of want to murder your family at moments during the summer holidays where they absolutely drive you mad. And it's probably the only time of the year where I consider getting an office. Because I love working from home. Normally I shut myself away in the spare room, and that's fantastic. Then during the 6 weeks of the school holidays, I've got two young boys running around the house, screaming, killing each other, generally getting into fights with each other, upsetting each other, and then coming to me to referee those things. Mm-hmm. And Daddy's on the phone doesn't always work, does it? I know we've had several.
Just finishing this writing, and we'll be with you then, and we'll be able to go off and do whatever it is we need to do. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And trying to say to a 5-year-old boy, "Yeah, I'm just sending an email. Once I finish this email, we're with you," doesn't compute with them, does it? Yeah. So what I discovered this thing last year, which I'm trademarking, and I'm calling it summer mode. And it just really worked for me because last year I said, right, I'm going to be very deliberate about this. I'm going to be very clear with my boundaries. So the first 2 weeks of the summer holidays was completely family time. So I know we've talked in previous episodes, I think we did the work-life balance episode, where we talked about the seesaw, where you've got work down one end and you've got family life down the other end. So for me, the first 2 weeks of summer holidays are all down the family end. Work can wait. Work goes on the back seat for 2 weeks, and I don't touch it. Maybe get the iPad out at the end of the day when the kids are in bed and the wife's passed out with drinking too much sangria, and just filtering emails. But I'm not working. I wouldn't actually class myself as working during those 2 weeks. So I completely unplug, completely relax, completely rewind. That then leaves me 4 weeks of the summer holidays left, during which I will do both. I will work, I will grow the business still. So the business will move forward over the next 6 weeks, not at the same pace that it has over the last 6 weeks, because over the last 6 weeks have been quite intense. Mm-hmm. But the reason the last 6 weeks have been quite intense is because I know that in the summer, foot comes off the gas a little bit, and actually do a little bit of family time. So very, very clear boundaries is the key to summer mode. So I will plan my week out in advance as normal, but whereas I would normally be scheduling in meetings, developmental stuff, phone calls, marketing campaign planning, implementation, everything like that, that still goes in the diary, but I will block out sort of 2 days a week or 3 days a week to do family stuff. So actually, as an example, next week I could be saying, right, Monday we're going to the theme park. Tuesday I'm working, and you need some support on this. So thankfully I've got a wife who is supportive of me, and she might be watching this, so I have to say that.
It's very nice.
She is. But
Right,
she fully understands that, and therefore I can say to her, right, I'm with you Monday, Thursday, Friday next week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, I need you to take the kids and go do something somewhere else. Leave me the hell alone, so that I've either got the house to myself and I can actually crack on and I can really do some focused work. Or if you're in the house, I'm going to need you to be referee. I need you to keep the kids quiet. But also I can say to the kids, right, I'm with you this afternoon. So this afternoon we're going to go and get ice creams, or we're going to go and play on the beach or something like this. But this morning I've got work to do. So literally I will shut my door, and the kids know that if the door's shut, I'm working. That's it. If the door's open, they can come in anytime. So quite often I'll just rock up to my desk, do a bit of work. Jack will wander in. Daddy, can you build some Lego with me? And literally, if I'm in the middle of something, it'll be, I will build Lego with you in 1 hour. And what you then need to make sure you do is make sure that 1 hour doesn't become 2 or 3, because otherwise they'll just keep asking you, because they'll think, well, actually, you said an hour last time, and it was actually 2 days later, and we still didn't build any Lego. So the kids aren't stupid, aren't they? They know what's going on with these things. But by the end of last year, so I did that, 2 weeks away with the family, just complete break, and then 4 weeks of either, I'd say it was pretty much, out of the 5 working days, 2 days family, 3 days work, or vice versa. 2 days work, 3 days family. And just by the end of that 6 week period, I felt like I hadn't felt since I was a kid, that I'd had a really long summer holiday, a really long break. I felt so relaxed, so chilled, and my thinking, like around the business and what I was going to do when I was back in the saddle full time from September, was so clear. It was like, I know exactly what I need to do. And honestly, if I could have bottled that feeling last August, I'd made a fortune. Because I honestly felt like I hadn't felt since I was a kid, just completely relaxed, completely chilled, and I knew exactly what I needed to do when I got back in September, which, if you don't step off the treadmill, you're not going to have. And I know people will try and juggle it, and they will try and do both. And I saw a question the other day, and someone was asking me, what do I do over the summer holidays? Do I just accept that my business isn't going to grow, or and spend time with the kids, or do I plough on? Do I hustle? Do I grind? And do I not spend it with my children? Well, so my kids are, Jack will be 8 next month. Harry's 6 at Christmas. I haven't got too many years left that they're going to want to spend their summer holidays with me. So I'm going to make the most of absolutely every minute I can at the moment, because it'll say a few years' time they will not want to spend time with me. And when that happens, great. They'll be off out with their friends, and I can then spend the summer holidays working if I want to. But for me, it's that clear decision, or clear boundaries between work and play.
I'd say, I was chatting to the receptionist at school today, actually, and she was like, what are you doing for the holidays? And I said, well, how about yourself? Well, I want to start and get the housework done, and then, we might find a few days to go out with the kids and that sort of stuff. Oh, sod the housework, leave that. You're not going to make any memories doing housework, and no one's going to say, oh yeah, your housework was brilliant, when you kind of come to the end of your time, sort of thing. So crack on and just make the memories, the housework away. Yeah, absolutely. You just worked all the way through, you've got a nice 6 week break now, but make the most of them. And share it around, because memories are important.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
So excellent. Well, that's all rather good, but how do people get to that stage where they can switch on summer mode and take their 2 weeks or 4 weeks out with their family? Because a lot of businesses aren't able to kind of do that, but there is a way of doing that.
Is there?
Isn't there? I don't know. I haven't. No idea. Let's look to get some inspiration there.
The magic bullet then.
I was going to make maybe systems and processes, perhaps. I don't know.
Well, I think it's key. The key thing for me is obviously I've got a team now behind me that I can trust to, I can walk away from the business for 2 weeks and know that when I come back, the business has grown, not just maintained, but it has grown whilst I'm away. One of the guys in my mastermind group, he's going away for 5 weeks, and his team are leaving. So he's had a little bit of a headache the last 2 months. So I thought my last few months were intense. Pete's had it really, really tough, but he's going away for 5 weeks to Florida with the kids, making memories, and his business will cope without him because he's set up the systems and processes. He has spent the last 2 months making sure that actually what happens when the phone rings, what happens when there's a problem. Well, actually, this person goes to this person, and there is they want to go to Florida and they want to enjoy themselves. Mm-hmm. They want to actually go and have a holiday. What they don't want to do is be sat there in the theme parks at Disney going, I wonder if that email got sent. I wonder what so-and-so is doing now. Oh, yeah. Wonder what numbers are looking like. That's not a holiday. Mm-hmm. That is stood in the middle of the seesaw, wobbling both sides. You're not actually getting any momentum. You're not actually getting anywhere. The kids are there going, oh yeah, mum and dad, they took us away, but they weren't really there because they were just on their phones all the time checking their emails. Yeah. And the business, the staff were saying, oh yeah, well, it wasn't really a holiday because they kept checking in on us. They didn't trust us to actually do our job properly. And I think that's possibly a lot of it is actually trusting your team to do that. Obviously, if you haven't got a team, then it's almost you've got to accept that, all right, you're not going to do anything. If you sell your time by the hour and you're going away for 2 weeks, guess what? You're not going to earn any money for those 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So factor that in over the remaining 50 weeks, or if you're taking some decent time off, 45, 44 weeks of the year, and put your bloody prices up.
Holiday, so you don't get holiday pay, so you need to make your own holiday pay.
Yeah, exactly, and it's something we see time and time again with people we work with, is knowing the difference between what they want to achieve and what they actually set out to do, and actually knowing, well, I'm not going to earn for 2 weeks, is scary, and I fully accept that. But if you factor it in that I am getting paid for those 2 weeks, I'm just not getting paid in those 2 weeks. I'm getting paid the previous 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. So we set up a lot of residual income stuff, lots of recurring income and subscription models, so that whilst we're away on holiday, money is still feeding into our bank account, and it's a nice place to be in. But I've been there when, well, not that long ago really, when I felt I couldn't have a holiday unless it was like no longer than 7 days, and absolutely the laptop has to come with me, because yes, I'll go out and do stuff during the day, but I'll get up and do 3 hours in the morning, and then when the kids are in bed, or when the wife's gone to bed, I'll do another 3 hours in the evening, and I'll just check on at lunchtime. And this was pre-iPhone days, because if I'd had an iPhone then, I'd have been a nightmare. I'd have just been, every time we stopped to do anything, out would come the email, I'll just answer that email, just a minute boys, no, that isn't going to work. You're not going to remember that holiday, you're not actually going to relax, you're not going to unwind, you're not going to get that clarity of thinking that comes from stepping away from the woods. People say you can't see the woods for the trees, so step away from the woods, get up in the air, get that 30,000 feet view, get the helicopter view of your business, of your life. How many people go on holiday and sit there on the beach, by the pool, and decide what to do with their lives? So much life planning happens on holiday because you're not on the treadmill, you're not in the day-to-day. So that's why I like extending that to the full 6 weeks without actually the business suffering, Mm-hmm. So yeah, the book, Big Ideas for Small Businesses, went straight to number 1, didn't it, on the Small Business and Entrepreneurship chart on Amazon. It's not there now, but it was there then. Is that a little ripple of applause there?
Very well done. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So, yeah, very, very, very shocked with how that went. it was an amazing thing. Obviously, we'd put a lot of work into this in terms of planning, really the marketing of the book, and that was months in the planning, wasn't it? It wasn't just a case of stick it on Amazon and see what happens, which is amazing because I've seen lots of people writing books sort of within our sector, within our niche, and I've seen books go out even in the last couple of months from marketeers, and they haven't marketed it. They've literally just put it on Amazon and they've gone for the old Kevin Costner syndrome of, like, if I build it, they will come. They're not. You know, the difference between a standard book on Amazon and a best-selling book is the word selling. And we absolutely went out there and sold. You know, we were quite intense, I think, for certainly a 7-day period.
I'd say more.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we teased it a lot. We did put a lot of work into. We did a lot of prep work into the book. So the book went live on the 13th of July, but we had a pre-launch party in Plymouth here for about 60 small business owners.
Small business owners, yeah.
That was 3 weeks prior to that. So we sent 60 people away with a free copy of the book. We fed them pasties and pies and burgers and give them free beer, didn't we? And we put on a free Q&A, free live podcast for them. So we gave them a lot of value. Or to put it another way, we gave them a lot of reasons to like us and to support the launch of the book. So I would say at least half the people that we took to that event and that we gave a free copy of the book then went on to buy a copy of the book. And of those who went on to buy the book, probably at least half of those again left us a nice 5-star review of the book. But I think the key thing here is, and I really want to get this across, is you cannot have a best-selling book without selling. You know, we were flat out on launch day on Facebook. I was all over Facebook. I'm not usually a prolific spammer on Facebook. Email, yeah, absolutely, I'm all over that. But Facebook, normally, you know, one post every couple of days is about my norm. But we ramped it up. So I think certainly in Ambitious Lifestyle Business Facebook group, we were active in there on a daily basis for about the 3 weeks before. And we've kept that going ever since.
3 weeks before the launch, to be honest, because we were gearing up to get people along to the launch, really.
Yes,
so there was that period too. So we had that 3-week period. We had the pre-launch, then we had another 3-week period where we were then getting for the sales.
So we were very active in the group. We'd upped the posting on there. On my personal wall, I've gone from posting once every month, or once or twice a month, to twice a day. And again, I go every time I do a marketing campaign, and we say the same thing again and again. Every time we send an email out, every time we do a Facebook post, every time we do a Twitter post, every time we post something on LinkedIn, we sell something. And it was exactly the same with the book. Every time I posted, I sold some books. And I could literally track it and see every time I posted, the sales went up. There was also a lot of one-to-one selling done. So it wasn't just me posting on Facebook, buy my book. It was a lot of what my friend Dan called shoe leather. So yeah, you basically go out there and pound the streets. All right, you're doing it virtually, you're doing it online, but effectively, what you would have done the other day is you would just use the shoe leather and just go and knock on doors. That's all it is. I went to my network and basically said to people, one at a time, have you bought my book yet? Have you bought the book? Don't forget to buy the book. Book's on sale today. I mean, everyone knew, I think, when that launch was happening. You know, we'd already announced the date a few times. You know, we did it in the podcast, we've done it in the group. Every time I'd spoken to anybody at a local networking event, 13th of July was mentioned. I think, you know, if anyone had asked, certainly the 10 or 12 people that I speak to the most in my network, when that launch was, they probably could have told you when it was because they'd heard it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a case of going out to the network and saying, like, this is when the launch is happening, I need you to support it. We went out to influencers. So we put on the pre-launch party, we invited influencers along, we fed them, we gave them, beer and pies and a free copy of the book. But then also people who couldn't make it who were influencers, people who had lists that they could send to, people who had audiences who are relevant to our target market, so other people that attract small business owners that are looking to grow. We sent them a free copy of the book. So they had a pre-launch copy, sent to them in the post, give them a personalised note, little handwritten note from me saying, I really hope you enjoy the book. If you're able to help us with the launch, it's happening on the 13th of July. If not, just hope you enjoy the book. I think I sent out 13 or 14 to influencers. Of those I sent out, I probably had 30%, 40% did something for us. One or two of them, absolutely phenomenal. Just, that they were almost spamming people as much as I was.
That's what you need.
It is, and there's so many people out there who were just so supportive. And it really is eye-opening to see just how supportive people were at the launch, because I fully expected lots of likes on Facebook. I've got a book out there. Well done, you. Have a little pat on the back. That doesn't cost me any money to hit the like button. I was expecting that. What I actually got was so many people saying I bought the book, or I bought 10 copies of the book, or I bought 3 copies of the book, or I bought it for my friend, and I bought the Kindle version, but I'm going to buy the paperback version as well.
What didn't kind of happen by magic, though, apart from the fact that you were asking people the sales and stuff. The pre-launch bit, if you like, before the launch party, we teased lots of content out, didn't we? We gave lots of value, and it was all about adding lots and lots of value. So our teaser for people to sign up to the list kind of thing was a free chapter of the book, wasn't it? We sent out lots of pictures and images and quotes and things from the book. So we actually gave an awful lot of value from the book out there. So people actually had an idea what it was about and got and bought into it, as well as actually buying into you as a person too. So that when you did go back and you could ask them, then actually that chapter was really good. Actually, the content I'm seeing so far is good. I will go and buy it. So they've actually got a reason to do it, other than the fact they just like you. From that aspect, and then post that sales, the launch happening, sort of thing. People that are reading the pre-copies of the book, if you like, they had phenomenal reviews about that they were coming back as well. That what they were getting from it. Buying the book and then buying it for their staff, for example, and various things like that. So it didn't happen by magic, really, because the book itself is actually a good product and has actually helping lots of people out there that have got it. But actually, that helps along with liking you too.
Yeah, definitely. I think having the personal profile has really helped, and it's a bit of a virtuous circle, really, in that the book has helped raise my profile as well, because I'm now speaking to people, and we've got people within the Facebook group who didn't know me personally before, and I was talking to Sarah yesterday. And there was a guy in the Facebook group, and I was replying to him, and he mentioned that he was on holiday, and I think he bought the book to take away with him on holiday. Loved the book so much he's downloaded all of our podcasts to listen to on the flight home. And obviously we're planning the flight away on Friday. And I said to Sarah, this is a bit of a surreal moment for me now, that someone's going to be on an aeroplane somewhere listening to me. And it's like, that doesn't compute to me. I'm used to sitting on a plane listening to Tim Ferriss or Tony Robbins or Warren Buffett or whoever. It's like, but all of a sudden now someone is on an aeroplane somewhere listening to me, possibly with a notebook in their hand, making notes and planning their life out. And I know that's why we put the book out, and that's what we aimed for. But it's still a little bit new to me, this. And I was at a networking event last week, and one of the speakers there said, where are the marketing gurus in the room? And I just sort of sat there and cringed a little bit and thought, oh God, here we go. Like 2 or 3 people said, John, come on, stick your hand up. No, I said, I'm not a guru. I said, do not call me a guru. I said, because that term to me just says like the sleazy snake oil salesman, the fake, highly polished American, far too white teeth and far too parmesan, far too good looking, just giving out vague sound bites without any actionable content. So it's like, no, actually that's not me. But I've got to get used now to think people who I don't know actually coming up to me and saying, I really enjoyed what you've done, and I found the book really inspirational. That's great, thank you. That's what I aim for. But I don't want, if you're thinking about writing a book, and I've deliberately kept away from talking about the writing process, because I wanted this podcast to be about getting the best-selling book. And one of the first business books that I read was Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And in there he talks about when he first became a best-selling author. And he had an interview with a journalist who took umbrage basically to the fact that, what had he done to deserve this best-selling title? And he said to her, well, what sort of thing you've done? She showed him some work. Oh, you do good work. You're a good writer. He said, I suggest you take a sales course. And she said, I don't want to learn to sell. Why the hell do I want to learn to sell? I'm a writer. And he said, well, if you look on the front cover of my book there, he said, what does that say? What? It says #1 bestseller. He said, yeah, that's right. It doesn't say #1 best written, does it? It says best seller. And I had that in my mind the whole time that we were going through this campaign. Yes, I want to make the book the best possible book I can. Mainly so I don't have to write a second one. I've got a few ideas already. A few irons in the fire, shall we say. But I didn't particularly enjoy the writing process. I think because I couldn't picture this physical finished book when I was writing. All I had was a Word document, and I was just plodding away at this Word document, which was just getting larger and larger, and I had no idea whether it was useful, whether it was inspirational, whether it was practical, whether people would actually look at it and think, well, I know this stuff already, or oh, I've heard this before. I mean, there's very, very little in this book that are new ideas. They may be new to you, but most of this has come from other people. It's come from the Dan Kennedys of this world. It's come from the Warren Buffetts of this world. But it's come from 17 years of me learning. And I know a lot of people who actually have been around similar circles as me that say, yeah, a lot of the content I've heard before, but I've never heard you explain it in your way before. And I've developed a tone. Well, I've developed a tone. It is my tone, which is down to earth. It's simple. It's practical. I don't like complex stuff. I don't like to make things too over convoluted or over complex, and just to be able to actually just put out something simple and say to people, look, you don't need the 37-step marketing funnel. You need to do something simple. You need to actually phone your customers. You need to actually follow up with people. There's a few simple things you can do here that will actually make a big, big difference to your business. That was the key thing I wanted to get across. But yeah, I didn't enjoy the writing process particularly. I have enjoyed this last couple of weeks where actually we've got a physical book. I think the moment changed. I don't know if you saw actually. If you're not in the Facebook group at the moment, bigidea.co.uk/Facebook. Have a look in there. There's a post in there which will be towards the end of June, was it? The live unpacking.
The live unpacking, yes, it was.
Yeah. That's the moment when it all changed for me, because I'd handed over this Word document, and I'd spent then weeks tweaking this Word document and literally changing the odd word here and proofreading a few bits there, but it was still a Word document. And it wasn't until I actually got this brown parcel in the post and I did a live Facebook unpacking, and you just see my face go, oh my god, oh, it's nice, it's lovely, smell it. And it was just like, there's a physical book which looks amazing, and it's got my name on the front.
You don't need to go and find it now because you just said it again.
It is, because every time I pass it now, I've got it on the bookshelf, and every time I pass it, that's my book. Just to have that is just, it's a great feeling. But that would mean very little without that bestseller, because that's the bit that gives us the momentum. You know, I'm a marketer. I make no apologies for the fact that I'm a marketer, and being able to say that I'm a best-selling author is a lot better than saying I'm an author. Believe me, it positions you so much higher than I've written a book. Don't get me wrong, I've written a book positions you much higher than I'm an expert and I'm just a guru. But you know, if you've written a book, that's great. If you've written a best-selling book, oh my God, that really elevates you. So we deliberately set out to get a bestseller, didn't we? Mm-hmm. You know, we put a strategy in place, and I said I want to put this out as a test, as a demonstration to people that actually, you know, a self-published author, a novice author at that, with very little marketing budget, can take a self-published book to the #1 bestseller on the world's biggest bookstore. And if you think that that's possible, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I'd have said you're crazy. You can't just, you know, self-publish a book and go to #1 bestseller on on the world's biggest bookstore. Cannot be done. And just a word actually on Amazon. Oh my God, I still can't believe that. And this is me and my love of technology. But I can't understand how I give them a PDF, and if someone orders that PDF on Amazon, they print this book up and deliver it to the person free of charge the very next day. Mm-hmm. So if you go onto Amazon on a Saturday afternoon, this book doesn't exist. Yet the minute you hit buy now, the magic Amazon fairies come out and they print this thing up. It's 250 pages. They print this up and they ship it out to you wherever in the country you live, and it will be with you Sunday morning.
It's amazing.
I remember Amazon when they first launched, and you had to spend, I think it was 29 quid to get free delivery. And now we were selling that for £5.99 in the first week, and it's like, so you spend £5.99 and they create this product out of thin air and ship it to you the next day, even if that's a Sunday. Mind blown. Sorry.
Mind blown.
Sales volume counts, but that could be very easy to just say, well, I'll go and buy 500 copies of my own book. So clearly, Amazon don't want one person buying 500 copies of one book, because that's just going to skew the figures. They're going to count it for the sales figures, absolutely, but it's not going to get you the bestseller, because Amazon's algorithm is a little bit more intelligent than that. So what you need is lots of people buying one copy of your book. Hence the shoe leather. We had to go out individually to people, one at a time, have you bought the book? It meant I needed to be a little bit more intense, a little bit in your face with people. So lots of people were, I said before, but it's very easy to give me a like. It's very easy to just write a comment and say, congratulations, John, well done. So I replied to each and every one of those comments, and that, you were there. That was a full-time job. Literally, I woke up in the morning, I had 47 unread notifications. I went to bed that night with 89. So I had to spend all day just answering notifications one at a time. But yeah, if someone commented, well done, John, I would reply to that, thank you, really appreciate that. Did you buy the Kindle or the paperback version? And then I'd go, yeah, I just bought the Kindle version. Or, yeah, I'm going to buy the paperback one tonight. Cool, do you want me to remind you? And it was literally just a little bit annoying. Not like a wasp annoying. We're more like a housefly. Kind of just buzzing around you. Like, yes, I'm just going to swat you away now. Oh, you've come back. Okay, Exactly, but it was very deliberate. Yes, if you're listening on the audio, Jason just swatted me with a copy of the book. Thank you for that, mate. It was very deliberate that I knew I needed individual sales. So these guys, and a lot of these people who were commenting, were people I didn't really know. So they were perhaps in a business group, or they were friends of friends of friends. So they were a little bit removed, but they were talking to me. So if they're talking to me, and we were very deliberate with the pricing as well. So the first 48 hours, that was when we were targeting bestseller. We don't care about reaching bestseller status beyond 48 hours. As long as I've got a screenshot which says that book was bestseller in this category, happy days, I'm fine. So 48 hours, the first 48 hours of the campaign, we discounted the price. And we've talked before, never give away money, never put your prices down. That is the only time you'll ever see me discount anything.
And that wasn't a product sale, that was a marketing spend.
Yeah, exactly.
In your mind, that was the difference. You weren't there to make any money off those books that you were selling, you were just literally so you could get that best-selling title.
Yeah.
And to do that was the marketing spend that you did for
Absolutely, yeah. It was kind of, I was almost giving the book away, what practically was. I mean, let's say out of that £5.99 paperback, I get to keep 41 pence of that. So, I certainly wasn't making lots of money on that first one.
Mm-hmm.
But it was all about momentum. It was all about, right, these first 48 hours are critical. And yeah, we were there refreshing, and Amazon tell you they update the stats once an hour, and that's rubbish, they don't, because I was there every hour, and some hours they didn't update, and other hours they updated twice in the same hour, so it's a little bit random. But believe me, that moment when you refresh it and you're there and you're number one, and at one point I think we were number 3 in the overall business category, which is just, that was mind-blowing, and we were 27th in the non-fiction. So out of all the non-fiction books on Amazon, we were the 27th best-selling, and we were 97th in books. So we were in the top 100 of all books. And Amazon sell over 1 million books a day, and we were in the top 100 books. All right, it was only for one day, but hey, I will take that, But it was a very deliberate ploy that, all right, we're not going to make any money for these 48 hours. We're going to discount the book. We're going to hassle people into doing it. We're going to put the systems and processes that we had into place before. So we already had the marketing system set up, whereby we were teasing the content. We told everyone it was coming out on the 13th. We had all the influencers primed, ready to go. Everything was set up for the 13th. So we spent weeks in advance planning it, getting everyone ready to buy, and then on the 13th, it was shoe leather, or it was working the phones, or whatever analogy you want for just speaking to people one-to-one. Have you bought the book? It's 99p today. People will say to me, I'll buy it. Yeah, I'll buy that later. It's like, yeah, don't forget, it's only cheap today and tomorrow. And then on the Friday, it was, don't forget, today's your last day. And I think we extended it to Saturday lunchtime. Mm-hmm. Again, just to get those last few sales out, to say, actually, the price is going up in 2 hours' time. And then what do? One of the lessons from the book is do what you say you're going to do. So at midday, on the Saturday, price went up, and it hasn't come down since. And let me tell you, it won't be coming down, because that's it. That was the introductory offer. That is now, if you want this book, thank you very much, it's $12.99 on Amazon for the paperback, $5.99 for the Kindle. It will not be discounted. We may do some offers again when we need to manipulate numbers, when we need to get back in the bestseller list, or we need to get some more momentum, because Amazon's algorithm works in a particular way whereby, and you've all seen it, if you've been on Amazon, you've looked at any product, people who bought this also bought XYZ. So who do I want buying my book? I want someone who's also bought Richard Branson's book, buying it. I want someone who's also bought Elon Musk's book, buying it. Believe me, I want someone who's bought Gary Vaynerchuk's book, buying it, so that they can learn how to do it properly, without the hustling, without the grinding, without the working all the hours that God sends. But I want, when people look at other business books in the sector, I want them seeing my book as well. And the only way to do that is to ensure that people who have bought those books, i.e. the right target market, also buy my book. And that's why I was very deliberate to, in the first couple of days, go out and say, I want numbers. And then as soon as that's finished, I don't want numbers now. I don't want random people who don't even own a small business buying the Kindle book, because what's the point? Because if you're into crocheting and cats and you don't even run a small business, why do I want my business book showing up on people who bought this book on crocheting for cats also bought Big Ideas for Small Businesses. No, it's completely irrelevant. I want to reach the right target market. So the book is available now, guys. You can still buy it. As I said, it's on Amazon. Please also do leave reviews, because reviews are crucial to any book success. At the time of recording this, we're at 44 reviews, which, considering we are less than 2 weeks since launch, is a phenomenal response. And they're all 5 stars at the moment. Don't worry, I will let you know, because I know my first 1-star review is coming. I know it's coming like any day soon. Jason's just getting the iPad out as we speak. But I know it's coming soon. I know it's going to happen. And when it does, I'll probably do an episode on how to deal with haters. Because the whole point of this, and I mentioned it in the group yesterday, is you have to polarize people. You can't just be constantly sitting on the fence trying to please everyone. So I'm a little bit controversial at points in the book. I do slag people off at times in the book. That needs to happen. If you're that type of person, you're going to get your back up and you're going to leave me a 1-star review. But if you do enjoy the book, and I hope you do, I really hope you do, please do leave us a 5-star review. Yes, we had a few comments recently from people in the group, haven't we, about I don't like marketing.
Yeah.
Marketing's tedious. Oh, I hate marketing.
Waste of time.
I'm no good at marketing.
Yep.
I think that's a load of rubbish. Because marketing is just telling people what you do. That's all it is. It's like, this is what we do, this is what we stand for, this is what we believe in. I think what people struggle with is how to get marketing out there. They struggle with actually, how do I get a website? That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do with Facebook pages or LinkedIn? Oh, I don't understand that. That's the systems. That's the media that you're going to use. But actual marketing, in my mind, should be fun. And in my mind, if it's not fun, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Because we have so much fun with our marketing. We put stuff out there to have fun with people. We do stuff that is engaging with people just to Yeah, often. That's the word I'm looking for. Often.
that was hard coming.
It was. Best-selling author. Not best writing.
Not often.
I put stuff out there just to have fun with people. And I think so many people, they try and think that marketing is selling. And that, selling's hard, selling's tough, I don't like to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Marketing is just really telling people what the benefits of working with you are. So, if you're a personal trainer, why should I work with you? What makes you different to all the other personal trainers out there? What benefits am I going to get from working with you?
I like to think of it in a slightly different way. In that marketing, it really is there's loads of people out there that have got problems and issues and whatever else, and your business is their solution, and all you're doing is you're helping these people to get to their solution, to solve their problem that they have. Whatever industry that you're in, whether you're an accountant and actually you're helping them with their figures because they don't know figures, or whether you're a florist and you're sorting out a bunch of flowers for their loved one, to make up with their wife or whatever else. Actually, you're just solving people's problems, and your marketing is just telling people how you can do it for them.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Thank you. It was all day.
At the end of the day, that's what most business owners do, is they solve problems for people. And the more problems you can solve, and the bigger problems you can solve, the more money you're going to make.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think people have this mental block about marketing? And it's just the word marketing.
I think it's knowledge, really. I think people don't know what that really means. It means, so to some they think that means putting an ad in the paper, and I don't actually know how to make an ad, and I don't know what I've got to put on the ad, and I don't know whether it's going to do any good, and I've got to find a brand to be able to do it, sort of thing. Or it's radio just keeps telling me I've got to advertise there, and that's my marketing, I'm going to do that, but I don't actually know the first thing about setting that up. Or it's the website, actually, I need a website. Everyone tells me I need a website. The whole world's got websites. I haven't got one. I haven't got a Scooby how to start that off. So I'll put that back in. So actually, I'm going to hate these things because I don't know anything about them.
Do you think it's the myriad of choices that marketing is everything that you just mentioned there. But what do I do?
And what do I do first?
Yeah.
But not only the house, but the boys.
So literally 20,000 things that you could do, which would come under the umbrella of marketing. So therefore, when you're confronted with 20,000 choices, the easiest choice is none of them.
Yeah.
You know, picking one is really difficult, but in many cases, you've just got to pick one and go with it and try it out. I'll say it's, it keeps going back to market message media, and I think we did a video on that a few months back, which we might link to in the show notes on this. Go back and have a listen to that, because that is all you need to do with marketing, is look at it and say, who is my target market? We talked about it earlier with the book. So I don't want irrelevant people buying my book. So I need to narrow down exactly who I want to buy my book. Who is the target market for my book? Then, what's the message I need to send to those people? Well, the message is, I can help you. I can solve the problem of you not knowing where to get your next customer from. I can solve the problem of you not making enough money in your business. I can solve the problem of you having to work 100-hour weeks in your business to get by. That's the problem I'm solving. That's the message that I'm putting out there. So the message is, I can help you. You've got problems. So I almost agitate the problem. And I'll say, like, you've got this problem. And I'm going to agitate that. I'm going to rub salt in that wound and say, it's a really big problem. And perhaps as a marketer, I'm going to make that problem out to be a little bit bigger than it actually is. But it's basically what's keeping that person awake at night is, oh my God, bloody, I've got a payroll, and I can't remember the last time I had a holiday, and I've got the VAT bill due next month, and I've no idea where I'm going to get customers from, and there's this, I hate marketing, and there's all this stuff and stuff. Actually, lots of people out there want to abdicate the marketing. So they want to delegate by application. So I want to encourage people that you can do that, and we do a lot. We do a lot of outsourcing to third parties, but we don't necessarily outsource our marketing. We may outsource elements of our marketing, but we certainly don't outsource our marketing strategy. And I would encourage absolutely everybody to make sure that they are head of marketing for their company. Regardless of what your current job title is, I'm giving you a new one now, and it's head of marketing. So you are the head of marketing for your business. You decide what the marketing strategy is via market message media. So who is your target market? What's the message that's going to resonate with them and cause them to take action? And then what is the media, where is the media that you're going to get that message out to those people? So what's the media that you get the message out to the market? So, that could be a leaflet drop. I was talking to a cafe owner the other day and said, like, best thing you can do is uber local marketing. Just bombard people within a quarter-of-a-mile radius of your shop, of your cafe, because the local people aren't aware to. The lady was trying to do Facebook ads, and she was targeting people who lived 7 miles away because they were on the bus route. And I said, well, that's irrelevant. They're not your target market. Your target market is people who live on the bus. They're not getting they're not even getting the bus. The target market not even getting the bus. They literally live around the corner and don't know that this lady exists. So I said, you need to be all over them. So the media is leaflet drops. The message is, I'm your local family-friendly cafe. And the market is people who live within a quarter-mile radius who have young children. So knowing that, she can now deploy an effective marketing strategy. So yes, we can help her craft the message that's on those leaflets. Or if she wanted to, she can outsource that. But as head of marketing, she needs to think market message media, who's my market, what's the message, how can I best reach them? Oh yeah, well, they live locally, I could chuck something through their letterbox. Perhaps, if the margins were higher, you could do door-to-door sales in the local area. You could put on events, anything possible to make sure that actually, how do I reach those people? And I think it's, again, everyone wants to overcomplicate it, and marketing can be complicated. And if you listen to the gurus, yes, it is, and they will show you a nice big funnel.
Do you know why they do that?
I do.
Why do you think they do it?
Well, it's to make it sound complicated,
Yep.
so that you need to hire an expert, which coincidentally happens to be them.
Exactly. That's exactly it, isn't it? Yeah, and find that across the field really. It's not just marketers, but it is absolutely that.
It's smoke and mirrors, and for most people, what they need to do is something really, really simple. And just literally, if you apply that market message media, who is my target market, and don't be too broad. And I've heard people say everyone
wants my cake.
Anyone with a mobile phone? No, not everyone with a mobile phone. Anyone who's got a house, because I sell house insurance. No, your target market is possibly people who are actively looking to insure their house. People who actually have an element of valuables in the house. People who value the particular element of your service that makes you different to other household insurance. Most people with the household insurance are ticking the box. If their bank offers them house insurance, they'll tick the box and they'll pay it. If their mortgage provider offers it to them, they'll take it. In order to craft a message, you need to be different. And I think, and most people aren't doing this, is you need to have fun in your marketing. How many times have we done it where we've just used images which are a little bit inappropriate, a little bit different, to just stand out, to just literally just have fun with people. And lots of what we do, particularly with the horse racing stuff and particularly with big ideas, is we do stuff just because it's fun for us. And people, I keep saying it there, people buy from people. And if you have fun with people, they will enjoy that. They will remember that. They remember that you made them smile. Now, obviously, if you're selling insurance, you might not be making people smile that much. But hey, wouldn't that make you stand out from all the other insurance providers if actually you were known for not being the crazy, wacky guy, because that's the person you avoid in the street, isn't it? But for just being the guy who's a little bit human, who actually talks about what he does at the weekend, he talks about the football, put some personality into your marketing, put you into your marketing. The amount of clients we've got that we just keep telling, this week we've been telling people to do Facebook Live videos, but just get your face out there, put your face on it, take a photo, professional photo if you can. If not, get your iPhone out, well lit room, get a decent photo of you and put it on your marketing, because people do buy from people. But yeah, stop overcomplicating marketing. Marketing is simple. Marketing is telling people what you do and what problem you can solve for them. That's it. There is a myriad of choices there, but if you're not sure what the right choice is, head into the Facebook group, bigidea.co.uk/Facebook, and ask us. One of you are asking, I don't know what marketing to do. What media should I be trying? I can't work out my market message media. I don't know who my target market is. Ask us these questions. We'll help you through it.
And to be fair, if you're, even if your audience was the whole world and every single person on it, and that was your potential marketplace, if you like, your message isn't going to apply to everybody in that world, all of the people in the country, or whatever the analogy you kind of want to use. So your message will be crafted to a subset of that market. So where we said house insurance, yeah, everybody has house insurance, and I sell house insurance, so everybody needs my house insurance, and they do, but not everybody is going to buy your house insurance, and you need to then divide that up into different areas or different people, different reasons why they should be buying yours and not somebody else's, and therefore that subset of your market then is the way your message is going to go. It's a different message applying to them than it is to what you would do for absolutely everybody. It's sunny today, so everybody needs sunglasses, but actually not everybody's going to wear perhaps your sunglasses, and you need to, get yourself a niche even, and that niche will then provide its own message, and then a different media. So it's breaking it down, isn't it?
Can you think of anyone whose target market is the entire world? Because I was thinking President of the United States. No, because he's not going to, Donald Trump is not going to market to true blue Democrats, is it?
No.
The Catholic Church are not going to market to Muslims. So who would target literally the entire world and say, no matter who I meet, anywhere in the country, you drop me randomly anywhere in the world,
you're going to need something. Yeah.
Oh, really? But there is nobody who has the entire world as their market, is there? Everyone can narrow their market down somehow. Even if your market is 100 million people, you're still ruling out 5.8 billion. So Facebook, how about Facebook? Isn't it the entire planet their target market?
They're trying to be.
They're trying to be, but I'm like,
Not everybody has access to the interwebs,
well,
which
exactly.
is what they're now creating so they can make it their target market.
But exactly, so that's what they're doing. If they're looking and saying, right, so people who don't have access to the internet is not our target market. So let's make them.
But that's exactly. Let's break it down, make it into niche. The more qualified your target market, the tighter your message, the easier it is to choose your media, and then the more success you will have with your content.
So there we are, another episode in the can. How was it for you? Please let us know. However you listen to these podcasts, please leave a review on that platform. Let us know what we can do better, what you like, what you don't like, and how we can improve to make this show even better for you. We'll see you next time.